Hello there and welcome to our channel. Today we want to share with you the wonderful world of the Montessori prepared environment. The Montessori approach to education is all about creating a carefully designed environment that meets the unique needs of each child. A Montessori prepared environment is thoughtfully arranged to encourage curiosity, independence, and a lifelong love of learning. In a Montessori prepared environment, everything is carefully selected to support the child's natural development. The furniture, the materials, the activities are all arranged to be accessible to children at their own level, allowing them to move freely and work independently. The materials used in a Montessori prepared environment are designed to be self-correcting. This means that children are encouraged to learn through exploration and discovery, and that they can correct their own mistakes along the way. This helps to foster a sense of independence and confidence in their learning. At its heart, the Montessori prepared environment is all about creating a nurturing and supporting space where children can follow their natural curiosity and explore the world around them. It's a place where they can learn at their own pace, in their own way, and develop a deep love of learning that will stay with them for life. So whether you're a parent, teacher, or just interested in learning more about the Montessori education, we're thrilled to have you here. Let's explore the amazing world of the Montessori prepared environment together. One of the first things that strikes parents about a Montessori prepared environment is how simple it is, and yet how beautiful. It isn't like the conventional nursery schools where you walk in and things are very colorful. There's a lot happening. There are bulletin boards with a lot of artwork, or there are paintings on the wall of cartoon characters or sceneries. There's toys of every imaginable color. It's quite busy. In comparison, you will find things in a Montessori classroom very, very subtle. The colors are pretty neutral and natural, and the items on the shelves are made from natural materials as well. And it takes parents aback until they actually absorb it and realize that they feel very peaceful in this environment. And the same goes for children. There are three things we always keep in mind when we're setting up a prepared environment. It needs to be simple, it needs to be beautiful, and it needs to be orderly. These are the three most important things for you to keep in mind. Simple, because we don't want too much distraction for the children. We don't want to overstimulate them. We want them to come inside here and everything looks so harmonized that it brings a sense of calm to you. We want things to be in order so that children know where to go when they want to work with something. And yet everything should be beautiful. They should be matching. They should be placed in a neat and tidy way that when you look at it, nothing is looking messy and disorderly. I remember when my nephew was born and my brother and sister-in-law were looking for a preschool. And of course, me being me with a Montessori background said, it's got to be Montessori. That's the one choice you have to make. And I can be pretty insistent when I want to with the people that I love. And so I kept pushing them to go and check out Montessori schools in the country they were living in at the time. So they went to the conventional preschool and they thought, wow, this is so beautiful. Everything is so colorful. The toys are so lovely. And then they went to the Montessori school, which was a huge difference. Things were very simple and plain in comparison. And yet, when they went in, like I've said before with other parents, they were overcome with a sense of calm. So we talked a lot about it, and they had their, hesitations, but with my encouragement, or shall I say pushing, they did make the call to put their child in a Montessori classroom. And they were amazed by the wonders that it did. Now, this Montessori classroom, what makes it so beautiful, this prepared environment, is that it gives children maximum opportunities for independent learning. In another classroom, The teacher always has to be present to help the child, to guide the child, to give him his workbook, to show him what to do, to show him where to put it. But in our classrooms, we want our children to be independent. We guide them on how to use things. We step back. We support them by teaching them the ground rules that apply to all of us. And then we give them the freedom to work in this classroom at their own pace. And what happens is that as they grow in independence, they're also learning so many other things. This is the magnificence of Dr. Maria Montessori, that she imagined this beautiful classroom that she calls a prepared environment to be able to support the child in every area of his or her development. She was so forward-thinking to realize that children want to be free. Children don't want to be controlled. They don't want to be told what to do and when to do it. Little children want that freedom and they want that independence. And in this class, where everything is scaled to their size so that they don't have to ask for help, so that they can reach for anything when they want to, they can grow in independence. Why do we call it a prepared environment? Because it is prepared to meet the needs that they have according to the absorbent mind, according to their sensitive periods, according to their physical needs, according to their emotional needs, according to their intellectual needs. Everything is met in this classroom, and it's met in the most beautiful and supportive way. The prepared environment doesn't necessarily mean that it just has to be in a classroom. You can prepare an environment in your home, even if it's just a couple of shelves, even if it's not a full room, but just an area in your home. But your whole home will be created as this prepared environment to support your child. When you're setting it up, apart from keeping it simple, beautiful, and orderly, there are 6 components of a prepared environment. I'm going to talk to you about them in detail, but let me tell you what they are. They are freedom, structure and order, beauty and harmony, nature and reality, the Montessori materials, and socialization. In order to call your home or your space or your classroom a prepared environment, it's got to have these 6 elements. So let's take them one by one and explore them a little deeper. First element is freedom. What does that mean for children? Well, they've got to have the freedom to be able to explore at their own pace, to be able to have access to whichever materials they want, not, according to the teacher putting her agenda on the child and saying, this is what you have to do now, this is what I need you to do next. Freedom to socialize with their classmates, freedom to choose what they want to do, freedom to love and be loved. And with this freedom that we are giving them, they're going to thrive and they're going to grow in ways that will exceed things that we would have imagined for them. The next element of the Montessori prepared environment is structure and order. Little children thrive on structure and routine. Now, structure and order in our classrooms means that every item has its place. If you see the long rods here on this shelf, in this position, it's always going to be here. It's not going to change. You won't come to my classroom in a month and I would feel bored as a teacher and I would have moved it around. It's always going to be here. Maria Montessori said that the structure of our classrooms should reflect the structure of the world around us. Just like we can always count on the fact that the sky will be above us and the ground will be below us, that's the way a child should feel when they come into this classroom, that everything is going to be where it is. And when that happens, when there is that structure and order in your environment, be it at home, be it at school, children begin to trust that environment and their learning becomes easier and more streamlined. I'm sure you've experienced that thing when things are out of order. Children get upset inside, they may have tantrums, they may cry and things like that. We have done a video on this, sensitivity to order, and I would link it there, link it above here and in the description box So you can watch it and learn a little bit more about it, or remind yourself about it if you've watched it already. So when we have this structure and order, children become calm, they become more peaceful, and it's easier for them to get things done. Beauty and harmony is the next element. Whether you're doing this at home, whether you're doing this at school, set things up in a beautiful way. Make sure that the materials you have are pretty, they match in color. If you have a tray of spooning, make sure that everything is clean and not chipped, not damaged, and things match and look harmonized when you put it together. I'm sure that many of you have visited furniture shops, when you're looking for a piece of furniture to buy, and you walk in and there's this, when you walk in, everything is set up so beautifully. You're attracted to the things there and you feel very good in this environment. That's the same kind of feeling that we want our children to have. Even when we entertain our friends at home, we set things up a little differently. We will have flowers, we will light candles. Why can't we do this all the time? Make our environment where our children are working something beautiful, a place where they can appreciate beauty and develop an aesthetic sense. Another element is reality and nature. Maria Montessori said that we've got to give children real items to use. A lot of people get surprised and they say, why do you have glass? Isn't it dangerous? Wouldn't it break? And that's, bad for children. But we want to give them experiences of using real items because that gives them the appreciation and understanding of real experiences. In the very beginning, we're not going to give a 2-year-old glass, but that doesn't mean we're going to give him toys to use either. We may use melamine, we may use wood, we may use steel, but we want to give them real items, not pretend things. Dr. Montessori also said that when we give children real items to use, that is how they will develop an imagination and they will develop creativity. Again, we have a great video on this, development of imagination and creativity, which I will link over here for you to watch and help you to understand this concept better. She also said that we've got to have nature. Dr. Montessori always believed that what brings children and gives them a sense of calm, brings them to a peaceful place, is communion with nature. So she always said that try and have plants in your classroom, have pets for children to look after and nurture. These are the things that make children very calm and peaceful and give them an understanding of our place in this world. Remember that her goal was always to instill peace in the children so that we can have an entire world that is going to be filled with peace and not fighting with each other. So at home, have plants that the children can water. If you can have fish or turtles or birds, those are easy animals to keep at home for children to look after. Of course, what would our prepared environment be without these beautiful Montessori materials? This is a very big factor in our prepared environment. They are beautiful materials that are self-correcting, that are multisensory, that help children learn a variety of concepts in hands-on ways. Apart from that, children feel useful with the kind of materials that we have for them. They have the freedom to choose which material they want to work with and how long they wish to work on it, how many times they wish to repeat it till that concept fully settles within them. I know at home it's not possible to have these many materials. You wouldn't need to, but you can have what you feel appeals to your child, what fits within your budget, what suits the size of your home, and you can make many of the materials to incorporate the concepts that we teach in Montessori. Many of the videos that I show you, I do talk about different ways in which you can make this material at home so you don't have to go out and spend too much money to buy materials from Montessori suppliers. There's always a way around, and I know how creative so many of you out there are, so you will be able to put together beautiful prepared environments in your homes. Finally, children have to have the ability to freely socialize. In our classrooms, we have vertical grouping, which means mixed age grouping. We do have a video about that as well, which I will link here so you can learn more about it. And children can, be mentors to the younger children. The younger children look up to the older children. If I'm working on a piece of material, I can ask my friend to join me. We can work on something together. Or if the mood is different, a child can work on their own. It isn't like the classrooms when we were growing up, where a child can only talk when the teacher gives them permission to talk. They speak in hushed tones. They converse with each other. They share ideas. It's a very, very natural way of development. Think about it. In the real world, do we have to ask permission to speak to somebody? We speak when we want to. What Dr. Maria Montessori was trying to create for the children with this prepared environment is a reflection of the real world, but a safe place where the child can grow to his or her maximum potential in a safe way. So keeping all of these ideas in mind, I am sure you will also be able to create prepared environments in your homes and schools. Thanks for joining us on this Montessori adventure today. We hope you had as much fun as we did exploring the amazing world of the Montessori prepared environment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on our latest Montessori fun. Until we meet again, keep learning and keep having fun, and have a beautiful day.